Hey guys, welcome back, and just excuse the quality of this video because it's recorded on my MacBook's photo booth because I don't have any storage on my phone and I don't have an actual camera to shoot my vlogs in. Well, I have not been posting on YouTube for a very last time because, well, I did have a bit of a grudge against the platform and I just wanted to come on here to let you know that my last few months has been really, really difficult. I have turned my back against one of my favorite movies in the whole world after 10 years. After a very. I eventually didn't like the sequel at all. And my Get the Message, Keep the Message, Remember It campaign still hasn't faded away. And I haven't learned how to deal with the situation yet. One of the sound effects, which is still annoying, still being used. Well, I'm still muting it, but I am accepting the fact that they are used because they can only afford what's in their budget. I am learning how to deal with it though. So, anyways, but no, I have just turned my back against my favorite movie after just 6 months since the sequel came out, and it was now the highest grossing film of all time. And apparently, I did have a bit of a grudge, and I'm also standing with Ariana Grande all the way. I'm a huge Ariana and a Wicked fan. And yeah, it is sad that she's been snubbed. It's sad that she's been rejected, but she's a great actress who's been working her ass off to play one of her favorite characters. And she's inspired me to play my own for one day when I become a famous actor. So, anyways, I even have turned it back against an HBO show too. I'm not going to say the name because it's been using the R word, and I know it's make believe. I've watched the episodes and I have been offended by it. And that's all I'm gonna say because the third thing is this is really gonna be one of the worst reasons I'm ever gonna give to anyone. I've decided to step back from watching cartoons and pretty much have turned my back against one of my favorite reality TV shows on the planet because of the animated cult that I was in as a kid. Are huge fans of these contents, and whenever I'm looking at them or whenever I'm looking at my favorite Disney character, there's gonna be like defend art pictures of them throwing hate and abuse against my childhood favorite characters. Imagine if Dora the Explorer showed up, they can say I hate that show. I have learned some Spanish from that show, and I used to love Dora all the time. I used to love watching Peppa Pig, and I have like a cousin. My cousin used to watch it, and then my second cousin, who's only like 1 year old, is a huge fan of it now. She's even learned how to say the word. I have seen it, and it really breaks my heart, and it makes me mad that people are still out there posting stuff like this. Getting a bit autism-y, not trying to sound ableist, but it does break my heart that their fans or users from the cult have posted things online saying they threatened to kill a preschool show character or an older cartoon character kills younger cartoon character, which I really find disturbing and really abusive, which could be child abuse, and yet no normal people are talking about it. No Ofcom, no FCC, no news report. No one's talking about it except for the former members themselves, the people who are still using it. So, I have the reason why I'm turning my back against all this stuff because I have fallen back in the Go Animate trap and it is getting really worse, but I have to keep looking at it. Even though I have made a wish that I have never discovered it in the first place and I have never even heard of this stuff, I can't even live my inner child anymore. I have been on there since I was like 8 years old, and I was probably like the youngest Go Animator to ever quit the platform. I was only 12 years old because people were bullying me. I've been having posts about me in a very hateful way. People are being mean to me. They even made a video about me, but I would be crying and sad that they're not friends with me anymore. And I was like, good, I really was not your friend. I don't even think like that because that's not what my ex best friend. That's what my ex best friend did to me, and it really hurts my feelings because I have been nothing but been supportive, kind, and respectful, and shut up for her when she needed someone the most. I was really proud to be a friend of her name. I'm not saying it because apparently this is old news, but she's still getting worse. Anyways, I have left by 2018 and I never heard of it again. I have heard of it a few times when I watch a reality TV show, like a Mary Poppins kind of person that would come and help parents with children throwing temper tantrums. And apparently, that is just like all her fans are from Dynamite. Every single one of them. And like a team, you'd see some Team and Family Guy stuff online, which really can be a bit ugly, but I find it really distressing because I get jump scared when I look at it because no one should have to deal with their favorite childhood show being disrespected or rudely made out of by whoever's using that platform. I do feel bad for the creator of one show. I'm not saying the name. I don't want to get him hyped up. It's about one 4-year-old bald kid, and people are like they're all starting a hate campaign against that character. And I have watched that show as a kid too. It also breaks my heart that yes, he does throw tantrums and he can be a brat, but I think he's nothing but a kind, caring older brother, very friendly, very learnable every day. He even teaches kids how to grow up though. And people just see him as a whiny little brat who deserves to get beaten up by his parents. That is really heartbreaking. And then if you want to watch a movie, which is a cartoon, you click on it, and then when you see it, more of the animated cult is there. And then more of the animated cult is there. If a new movie comes out and it hasn't already been out yet, and already the Go Animators decide to make something for the different art page, it's in there. Or whenever I see a child being whipped by their parents with a belt, which I find abusive, people who take sides with me are from there. Yeah, people who side with Super Nanny is who I'm looking up to. Like the parenting experts, the pediatricians, the psychologists, people like Warwick Dyer, for an example. There was a documentary about him helping a family who nearly gave their child up for adoption. And then it worked because now the family's happy. I want to be more of supportive of them and not the demons of my past that I dealt with because I really get hurt and disrespected. But the same life cycle is being repeated again, and that it's continuing to get really, 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 really worse. And then, it's really surprisingly that I have seen that the producers, the people who work for the company, the people who animate for a living and then write, produce, are busy in their offices working, are aware of this stuff. And I do kind of, I feel really bad for everyone. I do feel really bad for the CEO, the former CEO, all his executives, I can't say that word properly, sorry about my autism. Everyone who works for the company, I feel really bad for them because they have to put up with a bunch of people, especially kids, making like videos, which is child abuse, which is why they had to retire the themes and put in a more professional manner. But then they use like a account where they can still do this stuff, which they are aware, and still struggling to take my PTSD because I have not had pills to recover from it yet. I don't even have PTSD, but I think I do because the way I grew up and the way that I have been dealing with kind of abuse my whole entire life. Or whenever I feel betrayed by my own people, other people. Like, one example, I got into a fight at Lady Gaga concert, or when I still hold a grudge against my own country that I live in because of an anti-immigrants protest. Whiny people who are not nice, people who use the R word. I felt left down. I felt so betrayed because they think that Beyond is the only place where autistic people can connect. And it's the only safe place. But I don't, because there are other millions of places for autistic people that I have been in, and I felt safer there than I was back there because I've seen more real stuff than I've seen online. It was just like an addiction. So after the Lady Gaga concert, I let out my true feelings about that film and said that I actually wanted to pick up a gun and shoot a character, shoot a villain. It was a Sabrina Carpenter song, and you would have seen the video, you would know who I'm talking about, but I'd rather not say it or I'd rather not talk about it. And my mental health then was getting really worse because of Republicans becoming abusive, the Australians being so cracked, my own people betray me just when I was looking up to someone. And then the strobing intrusive thoughts of that film that reminds me of that Coronation Street storyline. I don't want to blame Corey because I love Coronation Street so much. I'm not even going to involve him in that trap. So let's just say the Christine storyline, and that's it. Because I then see that it keeps being everywhere. I just wanted that film to stop being trending, but it was really, really popular. Somehow, eventually, it did grows out Wicked for Good because it made me really mad because I was a huge Ariana Grande fan and I have been rolling for Ari to win an Oscar. And then apparently she's been snubbed at the Oscars, which is fucked in the head because she deserved to win. The last time she was at the Oscars, she was snubbed for Zoe Saldana. Yeah, the one that plays a green woman in Guardians of the Galaxy, and Emilia Perez. And then she played Elio's aunt, which was supposed to be his mother. But this Oscar went to Aunt Gladys from Weapons. But I don't blame her. She is a great actress. So is Tiana Taylor. She's really good. I'm happy for everyone, but I'm not happy for that cult because I want to. Then I had a scrollable session with my favorite Disney character, and then what came up is a video from that cult is Timu Family Guy off the villain getting grounded by the main character and her supportive character. There was even a scenario account I looked up, but there was more. There was a furry who is from the cult who makes a shit ton of videos of Dora the Explorer getting grounded on repeat, involving most of my characters from the DreamWorks film, which is a lot like the other one from 2022. The film, that cast Sassy Beach and Sam Rockwell. Yeah, that. That had Billie Eilish playing non-stop, but not in the film. They had, even the Karen video, these two characters were in it. And it makes me mad because now I don't feel safe watching them. And the more I decide to watch cartoons or scroll through it, there it goes. The animated cult called Go Animate, right there. I get jump scared because I even asked myself, can I please watch Dance Mums? And I was like, yes, you can watch as many as you want. No exceptions, no reasons. Just watch whatever you can. I even promised my dad we might have a Curb Your Enthusiasm marathon. And I have been watching Grey's Anatomy non-stop. I do watch NCIS. I watch the Australian one now. Used to watch the whole lot. Now it's just the Australian. Apparently, I haven't watched any Australian content since Neighbours ended, and apparently Heartbreak High was the fucking best, and that is the only reason that I would fall in the Australia trap more than the animated cult, because it is still my country, and I grew up here, and I am so grateful to be an Australian. I'm so grateful to live here. I'm also so grateful to be a Christian, because everyone deserves a second chance sometimes. Not if they are from a very dangerous cult like Scientology or CEDU. If you don't know what that is, it's a boarding school where children get abused on a daily basis, where Paris Hilton ended up at before being sent to private, and I fucking hated it because I'm standing with Paris Hilton all the way. Justice for her, because she deserves better. But me, it's way worse, but no one takes it seriously apart from the former users and some autistic people talking about it who had some interactions with it. And then scrolling on YouTube on my recommendations, videos from the cult had gone through. And then again on Twitter, scrolling for submissions. And then, yes, multiple videos from that cult appears. And then apparently, if I watched the final season of Squid Game, I didn't actually watch the whole final season because I do have a fear of children, by the way. I don't like babies for a reason, but I am starting to recover from it. And as someone who decides to say, oh no, it's a sound effect from that children's show is used. Yes, that's a user that might be from the cult, because the sound effects wiki, I can tell, is run by users from that cult. So then I was actually planning on a marathon for one of my cartoons I liked, but I didn't get a chance to watch the final or third season or cliffhanger because the show barely gets an ending because we don't know what happens next. Because recently HBO Max had cancelled the show. Apparently Nirvana owned it, but they gave up on it, and Disney too. So MTV had the whole power of this cartoon. I liked it, and I was planning on watching the whole marathon of it. So apparently, I even watched one of the Cartoon Network shows, Regular Show. Yeah, I will say that one. I used to love Regular Show as a kid, and I have watched a lot of episodes about it, and I'm so grateful to be a fan of it. Everyone's talking about it. I even had a plan to watch the new series that's soon to come out. And then I even plan on watching like adult animated series. Like Smiling Friends, but shit, that's ended. And I even said to myself, I even told my father in the car, if Smiling Friends had a video made from that cult, I will get really, really fucking pissed off. I don't wanna use, even told my dad that I'd use a death threat, but I'm not gonna use because I don't wanna cause grief to anyone. But I would kill someone from that cult if they made a grounded video out of those characters, or Euphoria, or Grey's Anatomy, or all my favorite shows. If they involve these stuff into the grounded cult, I'm gonna get really pissed, and I'm gonna I'm gonna fucking kill them. I even told my grandmother about this. So, has anyone, normal people? There was an article online that some doctor did a presentation on it. He saw his son that used to be a fan of Caillou but was watching the abusive part, which he had to investigate the story. So I finally have hope that we might be seen and heard. I even have told my parents about it. I've told my grandmother about it. I have told a few other people in public. One, like a college open day thing, or a few when I was performing a diss track, which I have a song coming out really soon. Not properly, but I did record it. I told a Prius on the streets. I even told some other friends of mine from school, Plus, I even talked with some other old Go Animators who don't use the platform anymore. I even showed support to one of them. I have not told the rest of my family about it, but I am planning on it really soon. They will be aware that it has completely destroyed my childhood and gave me the worst one online I have ever been on the internet for. Wishing that I wish it never existed, or I wish I had never even heard of it in the first place. There's even some nights I wish I was not autistic, that kind of autistic, but I ended up in their trap. Having this obsession with weird stuff with logos and credits and stuff. Because a lot of autistic people do that, and I don't blame them because they can't help it and they don't understand. There has to be people from that cult, always. The only time I took side of a Go Animator when they said that they hate Bluey so much. Bluey is like the number one cartoon in the world. I used to hate it when it first came out. I actually liked it a bit, and then I turned it against it again because my negativity against this country was a nightmare. I didn't have what Bluey had. Had was shouting, harsh teachers getting close to my face, bullying at school on a daily basis, picking sides. I even had an ex-best friend who wouldn't leave me alone and started a hate campaign against a Stranger Things star, Noah Schnapp. Yes, and she'd make sock puppet accounts using his name to abuse people. She even became ableist to me and called me an autistic asshole. She called me a pedophile. She called me gay as an insult. She called me an idiot. And did the same to my other friend. She called her fat. Well, I don't like when my friends are getting bullied, and it makes me really sick to the head. That I nearly had promised that I'd apologize for my actions, all the things I've done. I'd live happily ever after and forget about the Go Animate trap that I fell in. But yet my Go Animate anger and tendencies risen up when she kept bullying me. And then now I have a love for Canadian cartoons because I'm a huge Canadian cartoon fan and I'd give them all second chances. Even if it is too late, I'm still going to give them all a chance. So then, I might have been weird or something, but even if the show is underrated, if it is underrated, then I know for sure, damn right, that these cult members are going to be from there, which there is. That I watched it, and boom. That, here we go. Another one of Bluey. They were getting angry about it. I didn't get angry. I said, I'm going to have to agree with you on this one because you're not wrong. You're not right. You may be correct. I don't blame you. Sorry, I have a blanket on me because I'm trying to sleep. So, anyways, here's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Don't know why I'm recording this now. I even had another article. I was trying to find the real one and I commented on. And there it goes. The animated cult picture appears. And then I was like, I need to stop watching cartoons again. But I didn't really. And I was like, yeah, it's for the best. But I will never give up on you again and say I hate you like you did before because I was an idiot. I did blame cartoons for my bad behavior, but I was unaware of what really caused. Well, I am aware now because I'm talking about it. That it was all Go Animate's fault for making me behave that way. Which is why I'm overprotective to my kids. Why I'm going to be like a helicopter parent. Even to my cousins or my little nephews. My nephew, yeah, because he's just a dog. He does jump up on people a lot, though. I am very strict towards my family. I even refuse to go see Wuthering Heights on my grand because I like to be PG-13 when I'm with her. Because she is old. And I do care about her too much. And I love her so much that I'd rather be more friendly with her of what we watch on TV. So I watch it with her. And anyways, I decided to actually let the cartoons go so I could give other TV shows a go. I finally watched Stranger Things, the entire series, wound in November, in the final weeks of the year last year. I spent all of New Year's Eve watching it because I didn't believe in miracles. I believed in nothing but hatred, miserable hell. I'd be thinking it's just a holiday or a bunch of happy-go-luckies getting their hopes up for one fucking dull event of the year. Well, yeah, no, I had a terrible year last year. And then the year before, and the year before that, and then the year before that, and that. I never had a good life. I had a very terrible life. Which is why I don't celebrate New Year's Eve anymore. So I have watched a bunch of TV shows. Really good, really well. But there was this one animated film I've been so... Now this is my favourite movie. Which is now my ex-favourite film. So the film is the sequel to the 2016 film released by Disney. I have seen a lot of Disney sequels, and I have... Last year, I've spent so much money in the cinema watching so many movies. They're all sequels. Let's say that Tron Ares was one. I actually am in love with Jared Leto, by the way. Second is Freakier Friday. I have not seen a Pixar film that year, but I did see Hoppers. It's really good. It's nice to support someone from Cartoon Network making a Pixar film, which I did show support for. But we're not talking about Hoppers. I love Hoppers so much, and I'm a huge fan of it. I'm talking about the last film. It's from Walt Disney Animation Studios. It was so popular. I have bought so much of their products. One of my favorite characters is a fox. I'm not saying the name. I have seen it, and then the day before I saw it, I accidentally booked tickets for the wrong cinema. I was planning on going to see it in the city, but it ended up becoming a cinema in the shopping center, the largest shopping center in the southern hemisphere. Yeah, I'm sorry, because I do live in Australia. I'm from Melbourne, and the shopping center is Chadstone, by the way. Sorry if people are getting confused from Florida. Sorry, people from Miami, they're getting confused on what I'm talking about. So, anyways, I have seen it. I actually loved the film. And then, just as I was about to see it, someone leaked it. Even though we get it before the US one day early. And somebody already leaked it. And it was some deep dark sequel. I had a feeling that my hatred for scripted content and its repetitive behavior hasn't actually faded away properly. And I did say that the movie was really good. And then I had a mental health crisis. Got drunk at my cousin's wedding, and I had freaked out. I did sleep for the remainder of the wedding. I was really kind to everyone. I even welcomed my cousin-in-law's family into our house. I'm not going to do more details on my family over my holiday in Brisbane. That is also where I saw Wicked for Good. Can someone please give Ariana Grande an Oscar, or I will be boycotting the entertainment industry because she is a great actress. Yeah, now back to the film. So I still had a bad timing. I didn't know that I better get my act together before Lady Gaga comes out, and I'll be a happy gay person that is actually loved. They finally fit in with people where they belong. To meet the real deal of the queen of the LGBT community, who is mother of herself. I had so much fun. I eventually met up with my aunt and my cousin. I nearly ruined her first concert by having a temper tantrum, going on my tendencies inside. No one who is a fan of Lady Gaga at that concert is aware that I had another suicide attempt there that night because of a fight. I don't want to talk about the details because people are going to find it disturbing. I nearly unalived myself again. Broke down in tears because I said let's start, and I'm so excited, looking forward to the next song. And then someone told me to shut up. And I said, do you have a problem here? Then apparently After that night, I hold a bit of a grudge. A happy-go-lucky turning into a Dynamite-styled hateful person who looked back in anger. My night not only was my concert ruined, but I finally let out my true colours about that Disney film. Apparently, then I make some TikToks about how much I hate that cat so much. No, I'm not talking about Gumball, but I am still not going to say the name. I actually got over the show, and the show is really good, by the way. It's a great show to my childhood. But I even had some anger therapy in my bedroom, screaming, 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 screaming. Let out that one Amel and the Sniffers song. And be careful because people are going to be offended, but Australians don't care about that word. I actually then let out my Go Animate side, said that girl was being a fucking cunt who deserves to get punched in the face. I said that you're being a little. I'm not going to say the word. Because the R. Mostly because the R word's back and people are using it normally again. It's no one cares about people with disabilities these days and how effect that word has on them. You had Leonardo DiCaprio say it. I don't blame the film. It is a good movie though, and I'm happy for them that they won. You even heard it on Euphoria 4 times. You even heard it by a lot of politicians and their fans. Even the one convicted felon, 47 president, uses it. Even people who use AI to discriminate against the Canadian cartoon character used it. They even have an account about it. So I was like, if you're going to be ableist, I'm going to be using slurs and hate you back. But I'm not like that person like I was before. I did not use the N-word. And I don't even like going there because I do have a love for people with different cultures. I support diversity. No, I have said the F word. All I said was the F word. Cunt, slut, whore, bimbo, and I even called someone a bastard. That's all I said. I didn't say anything racist like I did in 2020 because that was all their fault. Their cults. And then I was scrolling Google for my favorite character. Like people are shipping him in the villain, and then it shows up. There goes that Go Animate video. Hide from it, and then more fan art from it, and then next, multiple more. So apparently by March, I have decided that I will no longer be watching the film. And then I will never be watching it ever again. So by then I was going to move on to a new adult kind of cartoons. Well, that didn't last very long because the cult still loves cartoons no matter what it is. There was a grounded video out of a Adult Swim character. I have seen him getting grounded by his brother because he stole some money to buy some gear that was meant to be for food. I'm not saying it as well because people may recognize it. I got jump scared by it. That the more Go Animate keeps coming into my life, the more effect it's going to have on me. I could even die from a panic attack. I could die from PTSD if it gets worse. Even had a planned marathon of that show. And then, truly, I had a go at some of the users. That they have destroyed my life. I even told them that I can help them get out of Go Animate and make some different content. And I have what it takes to do it. And I'm not going to give up until you finally do. And they then haven't responded yet. People also got mad at me because they said, just the sound effect trick's not going to work. It's demonic and dangerous. Do not play it. I have told them they can only use what they can in their damn budget. Yeah, they even liked my comment. I was not praising them. I was fucking pissed at them. I was like, don't you fucking dare talk about that sound effect. They have no choice. It's in their budget. They can use what they can afford. That's what they do. And one of the biggest offense why I started a hate campaign against scripted content is apparently a friend of mine who is normal, was the only normal person that I knew who used Go Animate, gave up, makes AFL content. He goes for Collingwood. So do I. I even try to fake being a Collingwood supporter just to be out of my family. Because he was from here and he was from Sydney. We had a big friendship over the years. Then he blocked me on everything. He blocked me on all media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Full stop. Without saying anything. I can tell he doesn't, maybe because he's not into autistic people, or maybe because he's grown out of it, or wants nothing to do with it. He thinks I'm still on it, but I take the reasons because I was going too far and I fell back in the trap. So I finally given up on the 8 campaign and moved on. That the Go Animators have also made a friend cut ties with me, and now that he won't speak to me anymore. They have destroyed my friendship with someone really special. Not in person, we met online. We were planning on meeting together as soon as I arrived in Sydney. But we never did. And then, within moments, boom, he's out of my life. Just like what my sister's gone through with her best friend. Abandoning her. And I went up and blamed these Go Animators. I said, you made a friend not want to speak to me anymore. Who the fuck do you think you are? And then it is getting really hard. It can take some time to change the fact that sometimes you may love a film that you love so much and then grew out of it. And then sometimes you may not like it anymore because of how offended it is. With how much, if it is satire, it still offends people and it hurts their feelings. Even people reporting their reality TV shows to Ofcom because the contestant was being abusive. Well, I also don't blame them for that. And then, like last month, my birth month, that was it. I knew if I kept watching cartoons and meet with their fans, they were all gonna be from the same goddamn cult. Which was, I have just regained my love for them. I have rebuilt my love for cartoons last year. It didn't very last long because of these idiots over at the Go Animate community that has been so mean and vile. They have completely destroyed my life. They have destroyed my love for 8 of my favorite shows for the 9th time. They have ruined my childhood. They have made me misbehave. They even taught me some slurs I really wish I didn't say. Made me a bigot. Made me stupid. Say that Go Animate has completely turned my life into a living hell and destroyed my brain completely. And now I won't forgive anyone for it. Because it is too late for third chances. But I don't hate cartoons anymore. I don't hate cartoons. I'm not boycotting them. I'm not mad at them for going around being mean to me. Because I'm so proud to be a cartoon fan. But I had to step outside because of my safety. I had to stop watching them because of that cult. I can't even watch that Mary Poppins nanny that people are calling for help. Nanny 911, I would say. Let's call it that. I can't even watch it because I don't want to mix in the community because their fans are from the same people. The only reality TV show that Go Animators do love. Nobody likes watching Love Island. Nobody likes watching Big Brother. I do love a lot of reality TV. I've watched a lot of Geordie Shore. I've watched a lot of X on the Beach and the UK Big Brother. I only watched like 2 seasons of Love Island. I even have watched some documentaries. Plus, I watched everything with Gemma Collins in it, the GC herself. My mum watches Married at First Sight. I even got into that spirit. Even while strict as parents, and I have completely survived from that cult. No, completely, but I wish I continued watching Dance Moms. And I am in that stage right now, but I'm planning to. Eventually, the only film that I have survived watching was K-pop Demon Hunters. That was keeping me safe. Well, the only other TV cartoons that I actually felt safe watching from with no interaction from them were actually The Owl House and Amphibia. They were the only two shows that I felt safe watching. I'm not a fan of Amphibia anymore, but I am still the fan of the Owl House. But I am so grateful to be a fan of these shows. So, update, do I still watch cartoons? Sometimes. I only watch some clips. I show support for my childhood favourites. Even when today you just heard that Ted Turner just died, I have sent my condolences to his family, and I do give out my heart to everyone that he worked with, who he's loved, or who he's inspired. And I'm there for everyone. I have liked some videos online about. I have liked some cartoon videos online. I have liked. I have watched some videos. I even watched 1 or 2 episodes of the show just because I felt like it. I even have planned a marathon, which I can still come back from, but not as much as I used to anymore because I just have to be really careful now. Now I am so grateful. I love cartoons so much. I still do. I have always have loved them, and I am always going to be a fan of them. I will always be their number one fan. I am so grateful to Disney, Pixar, and even every animated studio that I have come across with for inspiring my childhood, making my days so brighter, making me shine, looking to myself as who I am. What it really has taught me to be a human being, knowing when people are coming from. But it's okay to be silly and funny sometimes. I want to say thank you to all the animators, all the drawers, the artists, the voice actors, writers, executives, producers of all kinds of cartoons that I have watched on this planet for changing my life into a very proud and better person. I will not be watching Stranger Things. I will not be watching Grey's Anatomy. I will not be doing any of that stuff if it wasn't for them. I'm so proud of this journey that I have come from with the entertainment industry. I really do want to apologize for my actions from 2021 to 2025. That campaign is really gone. It is not coming back. And I can't control these films unless if it's my own. It is theirs to deal with. Let them be silly if they want. Let them be funny if they want. I see some of their shows are like a family to me. I have never, and I'm not forgetting about cartoons again. I'm not even not cutting them out of my life. I'm not even abandoning those thoughts. Those memories will be in me forever. And I'll make sure my kids do watch them. Let them know that the childhood that I had growing up would be more entertaining. But I'd forget about that cult. I have already. The reason one is Go Animate had users abusive, robotic voices, getting severely autistic brothers to do videos for them, making hateful, repetitive content, Well, normal cartoons to show kindness, empathy, sorry, curiosity, generosity, kindness, respect, everything. It even builds strength of kindness in people. And I am really honored to be having this opportunity to watch that stuff on TV as a kid. And I am so sorry, and I really do regret it. And I want to apologize to that I'm making this video, that I am making this decision, even though I didn't want to make it. But it was the only way to keep me safe from Go Animate, all their users, all their content, or anything involving it. There's options, like I should not look in the comment section, but what if I don't know? What if I just decide to watch whatever I feel like, and immediately within the second, that cult shows up? I just need to think of my well being, take some time to look up to myself. I am so sorry that I had to make this decision. It's better than no one ever has imagined. Thank you for 21 years of letting me watch your show. If you're an animator, if you make cartoons, if you still do, I'm still gonna support watching cartoons. I'm still gonna watch them, interact with them, look at them, or even pay tribute. Nothing like that campaign. I will always remember cartoons in my life. I will always watch them all in my life. Can I continue another 21 years off that journey? Me being happy, getting the life that I truly deserved, getting a life I should have had a long time ago. Well, you can't fix what's broken. You can live what you've got left. And I'm spending that time really well. So this video is going to come to an end right now. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I can come across from this one day and see if I have an update on it. We all come back from this, and there will be second chances one day. But right now I am going to be taking a break from cartoons until when I am ready to watch them again. Focus on my mental health, on my well-being. But I am always there for them. I am always a fan. And I am always so happy to be a cartoon addict. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll come again soon.